just real quick, I'm going to show you how I measure, not for a hole, anything, just how tightly I hold the tape, and you know, kind of where you would do like the girth and the brow band and a few different things. But if you guys need it, then I'll make a video that shows how to measure for the entire harness. I don't have time this morning, so I thought I would just do a quick little video and throw it up there, and then you guys let me know what else you need me to do. Alright, so when you're going to measure for the girth, you're going to measure right behind the withers. My tape's been curled up. Oh, that's another thing. When you're measuring for harness and bridles and stuff, use a fabric tape, the soft kind. Then you can mold it to the horse for the brow band and the nose band. And of course, if you have one of the stiff tapes, they pop and crack and they don't really bend very well around their bodies and things. You certainly can get fairly close measurements with that, close enough for us to build your harness, but these are just far more accurate. So if you can, run down to your local dollar store and grab one of these. So for the girth, you're going to measure, so easy on the minis and small ponies, but you can see how you would want to have another person for a big horse. So here's the withers and the girth groove on the belly. So the tape goes right where the saddle would sit, wraps around, and then I have it twisted, so make sure it's nice and flat. Both of the ends should have the big numbers showing, and then you'll pull that. You don't want it snug like this where it's cutting into him, and you don't want it loose out to here where there's several inches. You want it just nice and up against his body, laying flat up against his body. So he is 52.5 inches around, and he's 40 inches tall. A close-up of what I consider snug. So I can still fit my fingers behind the tape along his body. I'm not pulling it really tight to where it's digging into his hair or skin. And I'm not letting it be sloppy where it's super loose and floppy. So I want it to be nice and snug. And that would be the girth measurement around the barrel there. Okay, now I'll show how you would measure for the brow band. So it's helpful if you have a halter on, because then you can have a place to measure to. So you'll start on this side below the ear where the halter lays, and go to this side below the ear to where the halter lays. And don't bring it up tight against the ears, because that's not where you want the brow band. That would be annoying. Don't measure down here, I guess, unless you want it to sit there, but I think that would not be very comfortable for my horses. So measure it right in the middle. Sorry about my rooster, I guess it's morning. So he's 13.5. So I would get him probably a 14-inch brow band just to make sure. 13 would be too small, would pull his bridle forward into his ears, and would also make it hard to adjust the blinds in the winker stays. So having the correct length brow band is very important. Nose band. His halter is kind of low on his face, so that's not where I want the nose band. I'll measure it where I would want it to sit. I like my nose band to be 1 to 2 fingers below this facial bone right here. Usually that's where I like my halters to sit too, but we just haltered up quick this morning. So his nose band would be 18. So ideally, when you buy a harness, when it is on the horse adjusted to the measurements that you sent in, it should be on the middle holes. Not the biggest holes, not the smallest holes, but right in the middle. This will give your harness room for when your horse gets fluffy in the wintertime, when they get sleek in the summer, when they get in shape and they're really muscled and they're real sleek, then your harness will still fit. If you're on all the smallest holes, then you have nowhere to go. If you're on all the biggest holes, then you can't go smaller. Your harness is going to be too big. So after you get all of your measurements done, and then you get your harness and you try it on, please make sure that when it's adjusted on your horse, it's within those couple of middle holes and not all the way at one end or the other of the scale. So that's very important. So that was the brow band and the nose band. Corner of mouth to corner of mouth is exactly as stated. The end of the tapes go right to the corner of the lips. He's 34. So that would be for I just measured for bridle. if you have a current bridle and maybe your cheek pieces are too long on your current bridle so you can't adjust it shorter, then adjust it, you know, just pull it through the buckle to where you would want a hole or whatever. Measure that piece, that length, and we can get you a new one. Because sometimes if you poke holes when they're too big, then you'll have all this extra material hanging down, and that's not very attractive. And it's not always nice and neat to cut your the excess material. It doesn't always cut really nice and neat. So if you want to just get a new piece on that side, then you just let us know. And if you've just ordered it and it's new and you're trying it on and that one thing is not working, send us that one thing back, not the whole bridle or the whole breast collar. If your neck strap is too short but your breast collar fits, then just send us the neck collar back and we'll give you the correct size. So just know that it's not, you don't have to throw everything out and start over. You can get it piece by piece, and we can adjust each piece individually. We can do a crown piece, we can do just a nose band, we can do the cheek pieces to make what you have fit. So I guess that's it for this morning. Please let me know if you guys are interested in me doing a video on how to measure for a harness, and I'll do the entire thing if that is something that people are looking for. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.